here today to share a story with you guys about my FoodCorps experience. You know, that's the theme of the night. And this story is about a truth that reemerged for me by being in the elementary schools, as I had not been for the past 12 years, I don't know. But in that story, I'm going to share some personal insights about mental illness and a mention of divorce. So if those are things that are triggering to you, I encourage you to take care of yourself in whatever way you need. Okay, so when I first started my service with FoodCorps, I felt a really precious sense of responsibility to teach these kids how to take care of their bodies. I know, and I think we all know, how impressionable and formative those years are in elementary school. And from the moment I walked in the door on the first day, I saw on their faces and was reminded how hard it is to be a little person in a big person's world. And I remembered and saw the dynamic that plays out between adults and children. Children, when you're a kid, day in and day out, you're told what to do, how to do it, what to wear, why you're wearing it, don't touch that, don't eat that, blah, blah, blah. And so when we tell kids to sit down and be quiet, I think they sometimes forget that they're the ones that are in control, not us. And so this story is about a particularly powerful moment where I saw that in a student, and it reminded me of that feeling of a lack of control that I used to feel. So one day, I was teaching a Go, Grow, Glow lesson, it's hard to say, with a class, and this little girl came up to me. We'll call her Rosa. Rosa came up to me and she said, "Miss Ignace, I'm hearing a voice in my head that's telling me bad things, and it won't go away." And as soon as she said this, I got goosebumps because I felt this tidal wave of this flashback of emotion of when I was a kid, and I had a really similar experience, not with a voice, but with these pestering, unrelenting thoughts that I felt like I couldn't get out of my head. I asked my mom when I was a kid to hide the medicine in the medicine cabinet marked poison in the knife block on the kitchen counter, because anything that could cause myself or my family harm couldn't be acknowledged. I remember these pestering, unrelenting thoughts of self-harm that would come up, and thank God I never acted on them, but I felt like I couldn't control them. Like I didn't have control of my own mind. And so being in that place was really scary. And so when I saw that look on Rosa's face and the voice in her head, I immediately knew what she was talking about. And so I sat down with her, and I, of course, first of all, I thanked her for telling me what she told me, because it takes a lot of bravery to share any fear with anyone else. And then I asked her what this voice was telling her, and of course I won't tell you for her privacy. I asked her if anyone knew. She said no one knew. Her parents didn't know. This is completely new. And before I say what I said next to Rosa, I'll say that I, in retrospect, probably should have let a professional handle this, but in that moment I felt so deeply what she was feeling, and I knew I had to tell Rosa what I knew I needed to know as a kid going through that same thing. And so I sat down with her and I looked her in the eyes, I said, "Rosa, the voice isn't real. I think you know that. The voice you're hearing in your head is just a thought that your brain keeps having. But Rosa, you're in control. No matter what the voice says or what it asks you to do, it's you that makes the decisions what to do with your body, your actions, and your mind. And it's really, really, really tough to control your mind sometimes. I know. I've been through it too. But you have to try. And I know with all my heart, Rosa, that you can do it. All you have to do is believe that you can too." And after I told Rosa what I told her, and we said some more things, I don't remember everything, I left the classroom, I told the teacher what happened, and then later that day I was sitting down at my desk and reflecting on that moment and how much emotion I had had that day. I just felt the weight of it in my chest. And I remembered the context of the fear that I felt as a kid was situated pretty neatly within my parents' divorce and that lack of a sense of control stemmed from that. And remembering that context, that little box that it was in, reminded me that even though this service year has been really tough, and even though moving to a new state, as I've done for FoodCorps, has been chaotic and exhausting, and teaching is exhausting, I never thought I'd be a teacher, and even though I could have handled that situation with Rosa more professionally, and I could handle a lot of things more professionally, and even though I felt fear as a kid, and even though I still feel a lot of anxiety as an adult, that fear I had as a kid is gone. And thank God for that. But realizing that fear is gone, that context that fear was in, it made me realize that what I said to Rosa, I wasn't just saying to her, and I wasn't just saying it to my younger self, like I said, but I was saying it to me today, because I forget that sometimes how in control of the things around me I am. I'm responsible for my body, my actions, and my mind. And I don't know who else might need to hear that tonight, or who else learned that as a kid and forgot it as an adult, because it's a really simple thing. But I'll leave you with this little, what I told Rosa, kind of in a quick sentence, that only you are in control of you.